Hello, you're watching Telecom TV. I'm Martin Warwick and I'm talking with Shahar Steif, who is AVP New Technology at PCCW Global. Shahar, good to see you again.
Thank you. Same here.
In a very cold room. It's chilly in here, isn't it?
Well, it's chilly, but it was colder 2 weeks ago in Barcelona.
It was, that's true. Let's get straight to it so we can warm up. Let's begin with this. What is zero-touch automation?
That's actually an interesting question. Reason being, automation, we already know what is. It's getting things done. I mean, replacing human actions with machines. Could be robots, could be scripts. Zero touch means no one activates a script. It activates itself based on sensing the environment. It could be environment, like situational awareness. It could be application awareness, which activates a script or a robot that does something, which basically does an automatic action that was previously done by humans manually. So zero touch means we remove the human completely, not only from designing the robot, but also from choosing which robot, which tool, which script to use upon a specific use case or upon a specific situation. Furthermore, when you talk about zero touch, that means we need to take automation a step beyond just one robot. We might need to activate a chain of robots or a chain of activities. So we need to have a tool chain that allows us to get from a specific point to another point based on sensing the environment, analyzing it, understanding what needs to be done, selecting the right tools, applying them, chaining them together, and putting all that to work without human intervention.
Okay, now this is all part of the transformation journey we have seen being undertaken within the industry over the past several years now, and we're getting closer and closer to that transformation being complete. I'd like to ask you a question about the vendor community. What do you think that vendor community can do to help CSPs to continue on the transformation journey? Are they playing their part properly? Are they doing all that they can to help the operators?
The vendor community is not one. I have met vendors that take what I think is the right approach, which is a combination of bottom-up and top-down. While others focus on one of the two, but not necessarily both. And I think the right approach to automation would be a mix of bottom-up and top-down. And what do I mean by bottom-up and top-down? Bottom-up is taking a specific use case and providing a solution to that specific use case. And that's what everyone does. It's the easier thing to do because you have a very well-defined requirement, and all you need to do is just solve that one requirement and you're done. Top-down is actually taking the customer's requirement, which may come as an intent, or whatever other way we find of finding what the customer really wants, and now breaking that down into elements, into pieces that are then fulfilled by the network providers or underneath. And that's where you need to be able to identify the requirement, break it down to components, figure out which elements in the network can become part of the solution to that requirement, and then bring together the top-down and the bottom-up into an automatic service that takes the customer requirement into network deployment. And I think every vendor out there who's hopefully hearing me now can figure out where they are in this game. Are they in the bottom-up or the top-down or both? And I think we need to get those two bound together so that we can actually get automation going, not only on paper, but actually also down in the network elements.
How will automation help CSPs provide their customers with the best possible quality of experience?
Without automation, the growth and scale of our network would not allow us to be quick enough to respond to customer requirements. It's very simple. We're no longer handling a few tens of devices and a few hundreds of customers. We're talking about thousands of devices, millions of ports, tens, if not hundreds of services of different service types and service compositions, service combinations. And it's no longer only connectivity, it's connectivity and compute and storage, all need to be put together. Without automation, this will simply not scale. We simply will not be able to address customer expectations in terms of timeline and in terms of variety of services that they can consume from us. And the result will be that they will probably go to some over-the-top vendor of some sort that offers something that bypasses the CSP's inability to cope with the requirements, with the agileness and timeliness of today's requirements.
Staying with automation then, Shah, how important is it when it comes to preparing for 5G?
I view 5G as a use case. It's a huge use case, don't get me wrong. It's a huge use case, but it is a use case for automation. Basically, that means we want to take automation that we see today in the fixed line sort of service types and the automation that is already available in cloud, apply that to the mobile world, because with all due respect, mobile world is the future in terms of access, is the future in terms of usage. Users are moving from fixed devices to mobile devices, and as a result, the automation needs to go there as well. So 5G is certainly a very important use case, but at the end of the day, it is a technology that offers the same kinds of automation, obviously in slightly different variety, different nomenclature. The technology is a bit different, challenges are a bit different. But if you look at it from an automation perspective, it's all part of the same story. The mobile element or the 5G element of the service will be a growing part of the end-to-end solution, but it will still be just a part. There will be parts which might not be 5G necessarily, and 5G will need to integrate with those other parts.
We've been talking earlier about robots, scripts, AI, etc. And the implication, the evident implication, result of this is going to be fewer human beings will be involved in the interactions, there'll be fewer human beings in CSPs providing services and so on, which means, of course, that there are going to be cultural and operational challenges resulting directly from that. What's your take on that? What do you think is going to happen?
On the CSP side, this will be a significant change. And it will be significant not just because of issues such as job security. We will need to have different skill sets in the organization. We'll need to have different mindsets in the organization. Old school line of thought was good for old times, but we are now moving into new times. Agile services, different processes. It's not provisioning per requirement. It's pre-provisioning per requirement and activation per demand on demand. It's a whole different thinking from operational, financial, and HR perspectives. So we are facing the challenge already today. And the journey is not easy. It is not easy. And what we did figure out is that it is easier to build a new platform than to change the old platform to become automatic. We figured out that trying to change a manual legacy system to become automatic is an operational and cultural nightmare. We better leave it as it is. Let it, I wouldn't say let it die. It'll probably stay there for years to go because there are still customers there. And customers who yield good revenue. But for the new services, we will build a new platform. And there will be some touch points, of course, because some of the devices, some of the core devices will be shared between the legacy and the new system. But we're building a new system in parallel to the old one, and we're migrating customers gradually as they come, as the opportunity goes. We do not turn customers off, just to move. But if a customer needs to make a change, we offer them, hey, let's move to the new platform. You're going to enjoy the same service, more agility, more of everything. And for us, it basically means turning a customer from a legacy customer to a new customer, to a new system customer, and as that is a new system, that also requires the right people, and sometimes you need to basically build a whole new HR repository that can meet the demand of those devices, which is not necessarily the same people and the same culture, the same mindset, even management mindset that was there for the legacy systems.
We're living in interesting times. Shahar
We
Shtaif,
certainly do.
Shahar Shtaif, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.